This is your My Little Pony read-along book. Every time you hear this chime, it means it's time to turn the page in your storybook. Now, if you are ready, we will start the story of Lost in the Clouds. Don't forget to turn the page every time you hear the chime. It was sunset. The ball of light which had shone all day long was slipping low behind the dark green hills which surround the ponies' show stable. Now that dusk had come, all the ponies were safe at home and ready for the night. The hills and pastures were bathed in a golden light. By the time the shadow of the old sycamore tree was crossing the stable path, all of the ponies were in the stable. Well, almost all the ponies. Medley and Firefly were still outside enjoying the cool evening air. Besides, they had a lot to talk about.
I'm so excited about our adventure tomorrow. I don't know if I'll sleep a wink,
exclaimed Firefly as she stomped the ground with her front hooves.
Just think,
said Medley with a smile on her pretty face.
Tomorrow morning, when our friends are still sound asleep, we'll be high in the clouds. Isn't it wonderful to be able to fly?
In spite of her worries, Firefly slept soundly. As the light of dawn was just breaking over the eastern horizon, Firefly was nuzzled awake by Medley. She blinked and opened her sleepy violet eyes.
Wake up! It's morning!
Whispered Medley softly, careful not to wake her friends who were still sleeping. In just a few moments, both ponies were outside.
It's not such a pretty morning, but I'm sure the sun will burn off those foggy clouds,
said Firefly.
Of course it will,
exclaimed Medley anxiously as she rustled her wings.
Come on, let's go!
If their friends had been awake, their eyes would have grown wide with wonder, as they always do when they watch Firefly and Medley take off. A flying pony! Just the idea is almost too wonderful for words. With strong thrusts of their wings, Firefly and Medley galloped along and lifted up off the ground. Less than a minute later, they were climbing higher, circling the show stable in wide arcs. Soon they were lost in the clouds. For hours, the two playful ponies romped from cloud to cloud. But by the time the sun was high overhead, it still hadn't cleared away the thick gray clouds. Occasionally, they would lose sight of each other, but only for a moment. Firefly and Medley were having so much fun, they failed to notice that instead of floating away, the dark clouds were growing thicker. The wind blew harder and a bit chillier, but even the change in the weather passed unnoticed. The two flying ponies were having so much fun, they could not see that danger was lurking in the stormy sky.